A towering wall of gleaming, pristine white stone completely blocks out the morning sun. You are tilting your head back, looking up at over 100,000 tons of travertine rock stacked 4 stories high into the brilliant Italian sky. It is the year 80 AD. Emperor Titus has just inaugurated the ultimate masterpiece of imperial engineering. This is the Flavian Amphitheatre. It has not yet been scarred by time, earthquakes, or stone robbers. Every archway is perfectly carved, every column is flawless, and the bronze shields decorating the upper levels catch the sunlight like a ring of fire. We are going to walk through the grand arches and step directly into the roaring heart of the ancient world. We will explore the staggering, invisible machinery hidden beneath the sand, the brilliant crowd control architecture that moves 50,000 people in minutes, and the spectacular theatrical magic that summons entire oceans and forests into the center of a metropolis. Experience the Colosseum exactly as it was on the day its gates first opened. The experience begins on the vast paved plaza outside. You are standing with tens of thousands of Roman citizens, yet there is no crushing mob. There is only absolute calculated order. You look down at your hand. You hold a tessera, a small rectangular token made of polished bone. This is your ticket. Entrance to the games is entirely free, a gift from the emperor, but your ticket dictates exactly where you belong in the strict social geometry of Rome. Engraved on the bone are 3 specific numbers: your cuneus, wedge, your gradus, row, and your locus, exact seat. You look at the ground floor of the massive exterior. There are 76 monumental archways wrapping around the building, entirely dedicated to the public. Deeply carved into the keystone of each arch is a Roman numeral, painted in bright red lead so it can be seen from a distance. You find your number, Arch 42, and step out of the sun and into the cool, shadowed corridors. You have just entered the vomitoria. These are incredibly wide, vaulted corridors built from Roman concrete. The engineering here is revolutionary. The interlocking barrel vaults evenly distribute the crushing weight of the stone seating above. The ceilings of these corridors are not bare concrete. They are covered in bright white stucco, molded into intricate geometric patterns, and painted in vibrant reds and blues. The corridors are designed with such brilliant mathematical precision that a crowd of 50,000 people can entirely fill or evacuate this massive stadium in under 15 minutes. Along the wide passageways, there are public latrines with continuously flowing water and vendors selling baked chickpeas, sweet pastries, and watered-down wine. As you climb the smooth travertine staircases, you emerge into the cavea, the massive seating bowl. The sheer scale of the interior steals the breath from your lungs. The seating is not just a place to rest. It is a physical map of the Roman class system, separated by high marble walls. The very bottom tier, the podium, is positioned right at the edge of the arena. It is exclusively reserved for the senators, who sit on wide, cushioned thrones carved from imported marble. Their names are literally engraved into the stone steps. Just above them is the Maenianum Primum, reserved for the equestrian class, the wealthy businessmen and knights in their crisp white togas. You continue climbing to the Maenianum Secundum, the middle tiers, where you take your seat among the ordinary male citizens. Above you, at the very top of the stadium, standing on wooden bleachers beneath a towering colonnade, are the women, the enslaved, and the poorest citizens of the empire. You sit on the cool marble bench. The Mediterranean sun is blazing, but you are completely comfortable. You look up. Stretching across the massive open expanse of the stadium roof is the Velarium. It is a staggering feat of naval engineering. A gigantic retractable canvas awning made of the heavy linen used for ship sails is suspended by a complex web of thick hemp ropes. High above the topmost seats, standing on a narrow, terrifying stone walkway, is a specialized detachment of 1,000 expert sailors drafted directly from the Imperial Roman Navy at Misenum. Working in perfect, shouted synchronization, they manipulate massive winches. The ropes run through 320 towering wooden masts slotted directly into the exterior stone cornice. The sailors pull the canvas across the stadium, providing deep, cooling shade for 50,000 people, while leaving an elliptical opening right in the center to allow brilliant natural light to flood the arena floor. You look down at that floor. It is a massive, flat oval made of heavy timber planks, covered entirely in bright, blindingly white sand. The sand, harina in Latin, is there to provide traction and absorb the impact of the performances. But the true, terrifying genius of this building is not the seating, and it is not the roof. It is directly beneath the timber planks. Beneath the sand lies the Hypogeum. It is a vast, subterranean, two-story labyrinth of stone corridors, holding cells and breathtaking machinery. This is the dark, sweating, deafening engine room of the amphitheatre. Right now, in the pitch-black tunnels below, hundreds of highly trained slaves are operating a marvel of ancient mechanics. The Roman crowds demand magic. To achieve this, the architects have built 28 separate wooden elevators hidden entirely out of sight. Picture the mechanics happening directly beneath the floorboards. A massive, heavy wooden cage sits at the bottom of a vertical shaft. Thick ropes connect the cage to a giant wooden capstan, a massive turning winch. 4 men push the heavy wooden spokes, walking in a tight circle to wind the ropes. As the ropes pull tight, massive lead counterweights are released, perfectly balancing the tremendous load. The heavy cage silently and rapidly shoots upward through the darkness. At the exact same moment, a stagehand pulls a bronze lever, and a perfectly camouflaged hinged trapdoor on the sandy floor above snaps open. From your seat in the stands, the effect is absolutely breathtaking. Without warning, as if conjured out of thin air by the gods, a massive horned rhinoceros leaps out of the solid ground and into the bright sunlight. The morning show is the venatio, the wild beast hunt. This is a highly theatrical, meticulously crafted display of the Empire's global reach. More trapdoors snap open. Entire stage sets, called sylvae, rise from the basement on massive wooden platforms. The flat, sandy floor is suddenly transformed into a dense, realistic forest, complete with actual living trees, painted boulders, and hidden streams of water. Exotic animals are paraded through this artificial wilderness. Ostriches from the Sahara, tigers from the deep interior of Asia, and bears from the dark forests of Caledonia. It is an incredibly expensive logistical masterpiece. To bring a leopard from the edges of the known world, load it onto a wooden ship, sail it across the sea, and raise it through a mechanical elevator into the center of Rome requires a supply chain that rivals modern militaries. The crowd gasps in awe. They are looking at the conquered frontiers of the earth, delivered right to their doorstep. By midday, the games pause for something that defies all architectural logic. Emperor Titus gives a signal. Teams of workers swarm the arena floor. The great wooden planks are rapidly unbolted and completely removed, revealing the deep stone basin of the substructures. You watch in stunned silence as a series of massive bronze sluice gates are opened. The Romans have temporarily diverted water from the Aqua Claudia, a massive city aqueduct. Millions of gallons of fresh water rush directly into the Colosseum. Within an hour, the center of Rome has been transformed into a deep, shimmering artificial lake. This is the Naumachia, the mock naval battle. Massive, flat-bottomed replica warships, painted in brilliant blues and reds, are floated directly into the flooded arena. The ships are fully manned by rowers. The crowd roars as the ships maneuver, their oars splashing in the water, reenacting famous historical naval victories of the past. The engineering required to waterproof a massive stone stadium, flood it with a raging river, and then completely drain it back into the Tiber River through underground sewers in a single afternoon is a testament to an architectural audacity that borders on arrogance. They are proving that the emperor commands the earth, the beasts, and even the oceans. By the mid-afternoon, the water is entirely drained, the heavy wooden floor is seamlessly reassembled, and fresh, pristine white sand is scattered across the timber. The crowd buzzes with a new electric tension. It is time for the main event. It is time for the Munera, the Gladiators. Gladiatorial combat is an incredibly structured, highly regulated, and deeply respected martial art. The Grand Pompa, the introductory procession, begins. A band of musicians steps onto the sand. They play the cornu, massive, curving brass horns that wrap around the musician's body. Beside them plays the hydraulis, an incredibly complex water organ. It uses precise water pressure to push air through a series of tuned bronze pipes, creating a loud, haunting, carnival-like music that echoes perfectly off the marble walls. Behind the musicians walk the fighters. They are the absolute elite superstars of the ancient world. They are divided into highly specific traditional classes, each with distinct, perfectly balanced weapons and armor designed to create maximum tactical drama. Stepping onto the sand is the Murmillo. He is heavily armored, carrying a large, curved rectangular shield called a scutum. He wears a massive, enclosing bronze helmet topped with a high crest shaped like a fish fin, protecting his face but severely limiting his vision and hearing. Walking opposite him is his traditional rival, the Retiarius. The contrast is striking. The Retiarius wears absolutely no helmet and carries no shield. He is completely exposed, protected only by a high metal shoulder guard on his left arm. He is armed with a weighted throwing net, a sharp three-pronged trident, and his own blinding speed. It is the classic, thrilling matchup of the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. Standing right in the center of the sand with the fighters is the Summa Rudis, the senior referee. He is a retired, highly respected former gladiator. He wears a pristine white tunic and carries a long, thick wooden staff. This is not a chaotic brawl. If a fighter breaks the strict rules of engagement, or if a piece of armor comes loose, the referee uses his staff to physically separate the men and pause the fight. The match begins. It is a breathtaking display of athletic endurance and tactical genius. The heavy bronze armor glints in the afternoon sun. The clash of the trident against the heavy wooden shield rings out over the roar of the 50,000 spectators. The crowd is deeply educated in the nuances of the sport. They cheer for brilliant defensive footwork, and they ruthlessly boo a fighter who shows poor form. They do not want a quick end. They want a long, grueling, tactical masterpiece. Eventually, the heavily armored Murmillo is outmaneuvered. He is disarmed and too exhausted to lift his heavy shield. He drops to one knee and raises a single finger into the air, the universal signal of submission. The action freezes instantly. The referee steps in, placing his wooden staff between the two men. The fate of the defeated man is now entirely in the hands of the emperor and the crowd. The fighter fought brilliantly. He displayed immense bravery and supreme technical skill. The crowd erupts, waving the fabric of their tunics in the air and shouting, "Mitte! Let him go!" The emperor gives the signal of mercy. Both men lower their weapons. They both live to fight another day. Gladiators are incredibly expensive investments, requiring years of training and specialized diets. A highly skilled, entertaining fighter is far too valuable to the empire to lose if he put on a magnificent show. As the sun begins to set behind the Palatine Hill, casting long, dramatic shadows across the freshly raked sand, the games conclude. The 50,000 spectators filter back out through the massive, vaulted corridors, leaving the stadium completely empty in a matter of minutes. Inside the dark, quiet tunnels of the stadium, the massive reset operation begins. The stagehands lower the empty animal cages back into the deep Hypogeum. The sailors of the fleet carefully retract the massive canvas awning, securing the heavy hemp ropes for the night. The Flavian Amphitheatre was not just a building, it was the ultimate physical manifestation of the Roman mind. They built a theatre that organized their entire society into perfect visible tiers of stone. They engineered a subterranean world that conquered the laws of nature, and they turned the reality of ancient combat into a spectacular, meticulously regulated performance of survival and honor. Every time you walk into a vast arena today, scan your numbered ticket, locate your specific section, and marvel at the smooth flow of the crowd. You are walking through the exact architectural blueprint perfected by the Romans 2,000 years ago. They didn't just build a monument, they invented the absolute geometry of mass assembly. This video is brought to you by the Paladin Learn History app. Scan the QR code to learn more history.